Hey guys, I'm so excited to share this video with you and show you the cooker that we're getting ready to walk through in this video. But before we go any further, I want to make sure to remind you that you can register to win a Sasquatch burger press, and I'll show you exactly how later in this video, as well as show you who won for making a comment in the last video. All right, let's get to it. Welcome back to the Barbecue Lab. My name is David Gafford, and today I'm here with Chad Flint from Next Level Ironworks. And we have a cooker behind us that he's going to tell us about. But before we learn about that cooker, Chad, why don't you tell us a little bit about Next Level Ironworks?
Well, Next Level Ironworks, we're a small manufacturing facility in southern Indiana. We offer boutique services. If you need a custom thing made, we can do that. We do anything from our manufacturing deal here all the way to a big offset smoker if that's what you need.
So that's something that's near and dear to my heart, because we're located here in the Midwest, and I love being able to raise up other Midwest manufacturers who are doing some great things in the outdoor cooking space. So when I got to meet Chad, all of a sudden I went, we got to get together and we got to put something on film to show you guys what's being made here in southern Indiana in the Midwest to help you win in the backyard and win at the competition. So this cooker is called the what?
The Pillar.
Okay, so this is the Pillar. And the question that I asked first was, is this a backyard cooker or is this a competition cooker?
It's both. So there's a new little niche market going on right now that actually is a can cooker. They use these toxic barrel type things. They kind of reuse old barrels. Some places use new ones, but it's still a barrel sitting on your patio. And I kept talking to my wife that doesn't like a barrel sitting on her patio, and she's like, let's make something different. So that's kind of how this started.
Okay, and so this is not a barrel, but it kind of resembles a barrel. But how many sides does this thing have?
It's 8. It's an octagon.
So this resembles a barrel cooker, but one of the things you don't traditionally find in a barrel cooker is access to the coals and access to fire. So that's something that you built into this one, right?
One of the places we started with was eliminate the things we didn't like. So one of the big things was reaching down inside a hot barrel to either add recipe wood, is kind of the way we see it, is like your hickory, things like that. Competition guys add that stuff with kind of a recipe in mind. You know, some things need a little bit more, some things they're just trying to balance that. So putting a door on the front of it was a big thing for us. Being able to add it, maybe you're doing a 20-hour cook instead of a 6-hour cook. You know, having that ability, you don't have to mess the meat up. You just add wood whenever you need it, add charcoal when you need it.
So I really like that there's a door on the front. And the other thing that I've noticed is that a lot of times you'll see on barrel cookers a big, huge pipe that's coming out the side for that air intake. Now you've handled that a little bit differently. So what's different about that?
We just kind of changed it up. It's still an air intake at the top, so you don't have to bend over and adjust it. But the big thing, we kind of made it a half of an octagon, sticking with that kind of theme, making it look a little bit nicer.
And you control it by moving the damper on top, right?
Yes, just like a Weber would be.
Okay, and so what do you find? Like, I find that almost every smoker or every cooker has kind of a sweet point where it wants to run. So what do you think on this cooker is kind of like the sweet point of where it likes to run?
Well, it runs easily at 225. That's really good for it. But the thing with the barrel cookers is they're getting them up about 300 degrees. That allows you to cook ribs faster. But the thing is you're more efficient than a normal style cooker. With the heat going up, you're getting all the smoke, all the heat. So you can adjust that pretty much by 5-degree increments.
So when we're talking about 225 kind of being a sweet spot where it likes to run, what's kind of the range of this cooker?
I would say anywhere from 200. We have had it 550. That's kind of our limit on our powder coat. The powder coat we put on these is actually for boilers, so it's rated at a higher temperature. The top is actually rated at 1,000 degrees. The sides is a 550.
So you say you could run it all the way up to 550. So like, what's something you would run at 550 on this type of cooker?
A lot of the competition guys, they run the great temperatures at 650 to get that good sear mark. So in order to keep that, the sides aren't getting as hot because we're directing the heat straight up. So you can still get that good sear mark on your steak and do a reverse sear.
So inside the cooker, you have multiple levels where you can put the cooking grate, right?
Yep.
What kind of helped you decide where to put those and how many to put in?
We basically did 2-inch spacings. That way we give enough room for the handles, and then also we have 5 different levels. So you can kind of range it for different meats. Anything from a turkey to, 4 racks of baby backs if that's what you want.
So tell me more about the capacity of this. You said that you could put 4 racks of baby backs on a single layer on a rack. How many racks can you put in the cooker?
5 total.
So what about some of the other meats you might find in the competition setting?
As far as meat capacity, I would say 3 briskets you could probably fit on there. It would be tight. You would have to definitely watch your height. It's something that can be done. Pork butts, you can get quite a few on there. I would say you're probably up in the 6 range. A chicken, I mean, it's just a rack, depending on how big they are. All those come in different sizes, you know that.
So we're coming up on the Thanksgiving holiday, so I got to ask the question, how many turkeys could you cook on this thing? I mean, there's the whole bird or like a spatchcock bird. How many could you fit on there?
I would say 2 whole birds you could fit on there. Spatchcock, depending on how big they are and how flat they lay, you could probably do at least 3.
Wow. That's a lot of Thanksgiving.
That's a lot of Thanksgiving.
Now, we assemble a lot of cookers around here at the Barbecue Lab since we test so many. Tell me a little bit about what it's like to assemble this cooker.
That's one thing that I likewise. I never like getting something in the mail and having to spend 2 or 3 hours putting it together. This thing comes pretty well put together. We do have to bolt the wheels on, we have to bolt the handles on, and then you're ready to go.
Wow, wheels and handles, that takes all of what?
Maybe an hour at the most.
Okay, I was going to say, that's fantastic.
Yeah. A pro like you might be able to do it in about 15 minutes.
Well, I mean, sure, well, thank you. Now, backyard guys and competition guys alike, we all use thermometers to be able to tell what our meat's doing and how our pit's running. How can we use a thermometer cable with this and not have it kink in the lid?
I just run it over the side, underneath the lid. That's where I've generally used it the most. It seems to work out real great. You can also run it down between the grates so that you can take out a single grate at a time if you're running multiple grates. It tends to work a little bit more simple that way.
Now, for all of these barrel style cookers, you have an air intake and you have an exhaust. So we talked a little bit about the air intake being that half of an octagon on the side. Tell me about how the exhaust works on this.
It goes right out the top. We kept it simple. We did airflow studies in CAD to kind of create the grate so that there was a tiny bit of back pressure to kind of get that infrared heat. We did real world studies after that to kind of prove the concept. We did have to change a few things in the beginning. I mean, obviously, if you've ever been part of this process, it can be kind of time consuming sometimes, but we want the best for our customers, and we just strive to fix things as we go if we do see a problem.
So with this octagonal design, instead of going with the straight up barrel design, what really inspired the difference there?
We just basically, it was easier to manufacture for us. Rather than rolling a barrel and looking like a trash can on your porch, it kind of gives it an edgy look. We did airflow studies, and it actually helped airflow just a little bit, just the way the grates were mounted and everything inside.
All right, so with a drum style smoker, traditionally you'll load your charcoal in ahead of time. And how much charcoal do you usually put in for any kind of an extended cook?
You can generally get about 6 hours out of 7 to 10 pounds, depending on the charcoal. Every charcoal's different. We use lump and briquette. You can even use wood in there if you really want to. We typically kind of add smoked flavor with our wood, but there's a lot of guys out there that do use just regular wood, and it'll handle that just fine.
Now, do you find that you prefer lump or you prefer standard briquettes in this?
I'm a lump guy, but that's like a recipe. Everybody keeps their own secrets.
So, but you're telling us yours now, right? That's good to know. So tell me about the cooking grates on this cooker. How many does it come with standard, and then can you buy extra, and up to how many?
Standard, it comes with 1. We do have more available on our website. You can do up to 5 total. So depending on what you're up to, there's 5 positions in there.
And so you could always use like the bottom one for a water pan.
Right.
And then the others above that for cooking surfaces.
Yes. Yeah.
And for those who haven't heard of Next Level Ironworks, who are kind of wondering like, okay, how do they support their products? You know, what's the kind of back end that I'm going to have that follows me as I own this cooker down the road? Tell me a little bit about how you support your customers and your products.
How we support our customers is very important to us. I mean, we're a small company. We rely on what our customers' feedback is. We rely on them sending us another customer. To us, a warranty is only as good as the company. If they're not going to stand behind it, I'm the owner of this company. If you have any problems, talk to me personally.
All right, it's time to announce the winner of the Sasquatch Burger Press from our spatchcock turkey video, and that winning comment is Timothy Colvin. Timothy has a Masterbuilt electric turkey fryer that they're using this year to cook their Thanksgiving turkey, and he also is planning on doing the brine this year. So hopefully you guys are planning on doing that too. It always makes a better turkey. But Timothy, you're the winner. All you have to do is send us an email at info@thebarbecuelab.com and we'll get you all taken care of. All right? Back to the video. All right, so we're over here at the Pillar Smoker, and I've asked Chad to kind of give us a walkthrough of what's going on the inside. So Chad, talk us through some of the features that this smoker has.
So like I said earlier, this is the exhaust. It's adjustable infinitely. We also have a thermometer on top, and then we got spring handles to keep you from burning your hands. This is probably the most unique part is our grate. We have a position for 5 different grates. The nice part is you just twist it and lift out, so you can actually use that as a meat tray also.
And so you've got the different spots for 5 different grates to go into the cooker. But as I look down into the cooker, some of the things that I'm seeing here is something that I don't see on any drums that I'm used to seeing. Can you tell me what I'm seeing when I look inside here in the cooker? I'm seeing like a little collar that's coming in. Is that like an air vent? What is that?
We call it the air funnel. Basically what it does is it takes your intake air and runs down the intake stack, goes through the funnel, and it directs the air directly to the bottom of the fire. That allows you a good clean burn. That allows that good clean blue smoke that we're all after.
So it comes through the funnel and it comes up through the bottom of the charcoal basket. And does that charcoal basket come out?
Yes, that's what the door on the front is for. Just unlatch the latch right here. Swing the door open, reach in and grab it. You can grab the whole thing. It's got handles all the way around, just so that if you got big gloves, we got big holes in it so that I know I use welding gloves.
So with the ash pan, that comes out as well?
Yes, that is independent. So if you need to, I usually put my tumbleweeds in here to light it with, and then slide it in with the charcoal already in it. That way you can light from the bottom.
Nice. And so you light inside the grill, you don't light outside and then pour in or anything?
Nope, we just leave the top off.
That's cool. And so with this latch, I assume it latches tight, no air is going to leak around the door?
Correct. There is a seal around the door, and it's also adjustable, so over time we can always tighten that up if you need to.
Now, one of the things that I've found with drum smokers is that they're hard to move around because most of them don't come with wheels. Now, yours actually comes with wheels, so tell me about the portability.
We actually put 4 locking wheels on ours because there's nothing like having it hard to get around on your porch. It's hard to scoot up against the side of the house once it's done cooling. So we put 4 locking casters on each corner.
All right, so we're heading into the holiday season. You know, Thanksgiving is almost here. Christmas is just around the corner. If someone wants to get in on this and actually purchase one of these cookers for the holiday season, what does that look like? I hear you've got an offer for them.
Yeah, for those that want to get one before the end of the year, we actually have free shipping and an extra grate thrown in.
Yeah, and I know the shipping these things isn't cheap.
No, that's getting worse. The shipping on these things, just because of the lack of truck drivers right now, it's actually going up tremendously.
Well, so that's cool. So you get free shipping and you get an extra layer of grate.
Yep.
And for those who are wanting to make a purchase for the holidays or before the end of the year, what's the lead time that they need to go ahead and make the purchase in order to get it before the holiday season?
Well, since this is a boutique thing and we're building it for the customer, it's about a 2-week lead time. We tend to build in batches, but we're gonna make sure you get your package as quickly as we can.
So for those who are interested, where can they find out more information about you?
You can find us at nextlevelironworks.com. We're also on Facebook at Next Level Ironworks, and we're also on Instagram at Next Level Ironworks.
So I'm sure you have your email address and your phone number on the website. Is there one that's better than the other for you?
Email is a little bit more clear. We're in the middle of manufacturing things, as you know, just being a small company. If there is something urgent, feel free to call us. We'll solve your problem.
All right, now here's all you have to do to get into the giveaway for the Sasquatch Burger Press. I need you to go ahead and give us a thumbs up on this video, and as well, go ahead and write a comment down below letting us know what you think about the Pillar Cooker. Chad's going to be reading these comments as well, and he'll be responding to you, and so will I. So go ahead and leave those comments below about what you think about the Pillar Cooker and whether you've ever tried cooking on something like this. Share any questions you might have for Chad. So that's all you need to do to register to win, and we hope that you win that Sasquatch Burger Press. Be sure to subscribe so you see that next video, and you can find out if you won. All right, so if you want to learn more, head over to nextlevelironworks.com and you can find Chad and the Pillar Smoker. I want to say thanks for joining us over here at the Barbecue Lab, and I can't wait to see you next time. So we're heading into the holiday season here. You know, Thanksgiving's not too far away. That plane is overhead. It's in the audio, so I need to stop talking.
I didn't even notice it.
I did. I can hear it. There's the bark.
And there's the barking.
Uno!
Remember how I said if it's not one thing, it's nine other things? Yeah.
And I'm sure she can hear.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good boy. Good boy.
So give me an idea, what's the lead time that someone needs to have in advance to be able to get the stupid plane? All right, so here we are over at the Pillar Smoker, and I wanted you guys to get a chance to kind of see inside how this thing works. So Chad, go ahead and show us what we're gonna take two. Well, we have a guy who flies a Black Hawk in the neighborhood. He actually is a Black Hawk pilot, and so every now and then he flies his Black Hawk over and hovers it over his house, and the whole neighborhood just
That's awesome.
So once we figured out that it was one of our guys, like from the neighborhood, doing it, we're like, okay, we don't care anymore. Like before that, we're like, who's got that stupid helicopter?
They're spying on us.